Here comes more exclusive tips for you, the FAIA members. We continue the conversation with Nate Ginter, our CTO, and today he shares what many of you insurance agencies are utilizing and switching to be more and more efficient in your agency.
So, and this is true whether we're talking about 365 or the Google Apps Suite, although having used both and actually recently transitioned from Google Apps to Microsoft 365, I really recommend the 365 platform. There's a couple of reasons for that, but not the least of which is the fact that it's got a far larger user base. So they've got a lot more data to work off of. And, Windows is still the number one platform for, desktops and laptops. And there's a lot more native integration that works a little bit easier with them. So I'll preface it with that little tidbit of info. But some of the advantages of the 365 platform are really being able to get rid of a lot of resources that you used to have to hold in-house. So being able to put that on the Microsoft cloud platform gives you the ability to have employees working, in different locations, with remote work being a concern these days. It makes collaboration between people in different geographical areas very, very easy. It's a lot more reliable than depending on your own in-house server stack to provide email. And the features and the way that things work seamlessly, when you used to have, maybe we had hosted email through somebody, through an old hosted exchange model, and then we had our own in-house files that were on a server that we had, for local, file share collaboration, and maybe we had a different platform for if we needed to video conference or be on a conference call and share data. It takes all of those things and it integrates them in a way that, I can now host a meeting all through the same authentication platform. I don't have to have 5 different usernames and passwords for each system that I have to take care of. One sign-in gets me the ability to have a conference call with my employees where we're doing video chat. We're pulling up a document that we can all simultaneously follow along with, maybe a presentation, while also editing, a spreadsheet together and reviewing different data all at the same time, all through the same platform, with great security controls that, are all unified through our company, and additional layers of security like multi-factor authentication to make sure that accessing that data is not only done safely, but it's also incredibly secure, from the eyes of those people who would hack us. Everything's encrypted. And the great point is the price point, quite frankly. These separate platforms and things to manage, even if you have one of Microsoft's higher tiers of pricing for some of the advanced security features and functionality that they offer, it is far less than the cost of maintaining separate systems for all of them, especially, in-house server prices. And, every 5 years, you've got to buy a whole new system and pay for another upgrade and all these things. Also, on the Microsoft and Google platforms, the security updates on those are handled automatically and seamlessly and enforced on the back end. So you're not worried about updating your file server and worried about updating your email server and worried about updating any collaboration software that you have. You also get licensing through Microsoft on 365 for Word and Excel that are just constantly up to date. So you don't have to keep track of, we're buying a new laptop for John or Sandy, and wait, what version was she on before? Do we need to get another one? What was the licensing there? Boom. That's all handled automatically as part of the platform now. And it's a lot less burden from administration to, keeping up that return on investment for the amount of money that you're putting out to have everybody functional. And quite frankly, it's just a better platform. It runs well. We use it ourselves. I always tell people, here at Vine, I'm not going to tell you to use something that I wouldn't use myself. So definitely it's the best deal in the game, for the time being. Given that Microsoft has been the productivity leader for, Microsoft Office, believe it or not, people don't know this, but Word, Excel, and Outlook were Microsoft's absolute cost leaders revenue leaders since Microsoft started putting them out. So for the better part of 25, 30 years, Microsoft Office has basically paid the way for Microsoft to develop other products, whether it's, their server infrastructures or, even things like Xbox for home users. That was all done with revenue made by Office, make no mistake. So when they decided to start bundling in, we're not just going to make the things that process the data, we're going to start giving them the platforms to hold their data there, their email, their SharePoint and OneDrive for their, Excel and Word documents. It was a huge jump. It was a big gamble, and it has really paid off. They're a huge market leader simply because of that. And they were actually an underdog when they got into the email game to places like Google, even Yahoo, and they've quickly eclipsed them. And in reality, we haven't done a Google rollout in 4 years because Microsoft platform, which has been out for about 10 years, finally hit that maturity level where it was as good, and now it is far better. And, so many better collaboration options in there. The other thing that's a huge benefit to that is that a lot of your product suites that you're going into, so there's integrations with different agency management systems. So Office 365 and Outlook integration for, AMS and Vertafore and Hawksoft and, all of these things that are out there that have cool features that they can pipe directly into your platform. It's easier for them to program because they're programming for one system. They're not trying to figure out, okay, well, one of our clients might be running, this email platform or that email platform. They're building it for Office 365 users. And so if you haven't in a while, I would ask your agency management system contact about what collaboration features there are, what native integrations there are that maybe can increase some workflow times as far as how you're getting documents to and from the platform. So there's a ton there for enriching your workflow for sure.